Hello, all you wonderful people out there, and welcome back to my Media Museum. Today, we're looking at the Star Trek animated series VHS tapes. These were released in 1989. I have all but one of them. I never did find a copy of Volume 8. And this show ran from 1973, October 73 to October 74. You'll see the specific dates on the back of the tapes here when we flip it over. They'll give you the air date for each individual episode. More Troubles, More Troubles, which was a sequel to The Trouble with Tribbles from the first series. This was considered the second series. It did have a lot of the exact same voice cast. Almost everybody came back to do the show. Try and give you a shot of the end spine there. And moving on to the second tape. I did not watch these when they were on originally. I caught these in syndication. Didn't even know about it at the time, which is a little surprising to me because I was at the age where that should have been a real big deal to me. I believe I was watching Star Trek then, but somehow, some way, this one slipped by me until the 1989 VHS release. I didn't show you the label on the first tape, but I'll show you one here. I don't think I'll show you every label because they don't change much. But yeah, I really enjoyed these. They're not the best animation. It's the budget type animation. Not quite to the level of Pokemon or some of those where they just animate the lips and that's it. But it wasn't highly animated. I think they were taking a cue from Hanna-Barbera, with the limited animation so that they could make it affordable and get it up on the TV screens. But the success of the original series in reruns and this series led to the films getting greenlit. I don't think I'm going to continue to show you the bottom. The bottom picture here does not change. All of the tapes are the exact same when it comes to that front cover artwork. But yeah, these are definitely a fun watch. I haven't watched them in a little while when I got them on DVD, and I'll show you that at the very end. I will show you the DVDs that came out, and pretty much as far as I'm concerned replaced this. I have a few VHS tapes. These I just held on to because I wanted to hold on to them. I don't have a whole lot of VHS tapes left anymore. I sold most of them off, traded some of them in when you could, had some interest and could trade them in to buy DVDs. Excuse me, sorry about that. Out working in the yard this morning, and got my sinuses worked up a little there. Yeah, that's a real cool shot there. They did some stuff in the animated show that they could have never budgeted for the original show. We had a couple of alien characters. You definitely had some monsters and stuff that would have been near impossible for them to have budgeted for the 60s show. Even if it had been a high budget show, which it wasn't. I don't think it was necessarily a low budget show, but over the years I've read quite a bit about Star Trek and the history of the show, and I've read all the early books. Now this was Volume 7. And you'll see we're skipping to Volume 9. And that is simply because I never did come across a copy of Volume 8 on tape when I was collecting these. I bought all the original series on VHS, and that was the only tape that I didn't get from the original series and the animated series, was number 8. And so when I bought the DVD set, there were 2 episodes there that I had never seen before, and that was really nice to have as an incentive to buy the series again. Because a lot of the times there's just not a lot of incentive if they don't do much to change anything. It's hard for me to justify to the wife that, yep, I'm buying Star Wars again, or Star Trek, or whatever it may be. And she's like, why? Don't we already have that? Well, yeah, but this is a 5.1 DTS. You know, she doesn't get it. She doesn't understand. And sometimes I don't either, because I just keep buying some of these things over and over and over again. And you're like, why? That's why I haven't replaced everything on Blu-ray. And, well, I couldn't possibly either. Not simply because everything's not available on Blu-ray, but simply because I couldn't afford to start over again and buy everything on Blu-ray. And I definitely waited for those format wars to end, as far as Blu-ray versus high-def DVD, because I didn't want to get stuck with a format that wasn't going to be around long term. I think DVDs are pretty well established. They're not going anywhere. They'll outlast me. Alright, so that's all of the original tapes. I'll show you the side one here. I tried to show you the end. I don't think I can. Yeah, I'm going to be too close to the camera here for that. That's going to be a little brutal. And then one last label. Oh, you can see this one's different from the first one I showed you. They did actually change it up a little bit. But there's still no real artwork or anything to see, so not that big of a deal. But here is what we replaced it with. Star Trek, the animated series. Came in a kind of flimsy, loose sleeve here. Wasn't real impressed with the packaging as far as that goes. You got this, what they call a pill pack, in a cardboard sleeve. I think we can get a look at that. And so when you open this sucker up, which sometimes can be difficult, and you got this little package here, which contains all of the DVDs covering the entire series. Nice listing of all the episodes, which I would have to bet that it got canceled during the second season. I was reading up on it, and it didn't say anything necessarily on Wikipedia about the cancellation details of the show, but it was popular, apparently, and it led to the movies, so I'm not entirely sure why the second season's only 6 episodes. But that's what it is. And it looks like we got Kirk, Spock, and Scotty on the disc. And who would be on the last one? Of course, McCoy. And there is a little booklet here with it. We'll flip through that. Oh my. I'd have to get a little more up close and personal here on this. really, really hard to read. Black on orange and kind of dark. Giving you a rundown of the episodes. And if I took the VHS tapes and brought them over here, we could figure out which ones it was that I was missing. Really cool artwork. I like that. That's neat. That's a lot easier to see. I have that problem a lot on audio CDs where they want to put a dark print on a dark background and you have like zero chance of reading it. Like, come on. Look at what you're putting out here. Then we've got an ad for Complete Your Collection with all the other Star Trek that was available out at the time that this came out. Cool. And then one last thing I want to show. My Star Trek board game came with a really cool poster. We're just going to kind of scan over that real quick, give you a look at that. And that way I can leave you with live long and prosper, my friends.